stupid, thick, dopey, naughty. I don't want to play with you. The teachers don't like you because you don't do your work. These are the sorts of things that a dyslexic child may hear every single day at school. I know I did. I went to school in the 1980s and things like dyslexia weren't heard about then. And I did used to get called horrible names like that. Bullying then was more accepted and you just didn't go home and talk to your parents about it. I just kept it to myself and it affected my confidence. It made me miserable and I started to believe that all these horrible things about me were true. So now, as the mum of a dyslexic child, she does come home upset sometimes because children have said things to her like she's stupid and she sits on the stupid table. And I find this really upsetting because I know what effect it can have on a child and how it can affect their confidence. So my approach has just been to be as open as possible with her as I can and get her to talk to me about it so I can help her. So I do something called stinking thinking and I put this into a card which is in the Dyslexic Mum Kit. And it's 4 steps to get your child to turn a negative, miserable thought into a positive one, that they feel like they have power and they don't feel like they're just going to have to put up with this every day and be miserable every day. So the way to use the card is, first of all, you need to catch it. So my daughter, last week, she came home upset and I said, why are you upset? So we caught it. She said I had to stand up in front of a class full of children and read aloud and I can't do that. It made me feel like I was stupid and, you know, I don't want to go back into school tomorrow. So I said to her, that's really sad. And I said to her, how did that make you feel? And she said, stupid. I said, well, how does feeling stupid feel? And she said, it makes me feel really angry and embarrassed and like I want to cry. And again, I said, that's really, really sad. So then we challenged it. So I showed her some sympathy and I said, you know, getting up is really hard. Even I find getting up and talking in front of people really hard and it is scary and it doesn't mean that you're stupid and I'm sorry that you feel that way. So then we challenged it and I said to her, well, what can we do to change this? And I said, do you have any ideas? And she said, I don't want to get up again and talk in front of the class. And I said, well, let's think about that. I said, if you do have to do it again, which you probably will, what we can do is we can practice reading out loud at home. And I can talk to your teacher and ask them to give us warning so that you can practice the night before and get up and talk in front of the class. I said, how does that make you feel? And she said, yeah, that makes me feel better. Now I don't have to be afraid that the teacher will just put me up in front of the class without warning. So what we did was we recognised what was making her feel upset. I showed her sympathy. We talked about how we could make that situation better. And by talking about it, it gave her more control over things. And now she doesn't have to be scared going into school.